All right, so we had this problem starting at Mercy House in 1994, where they would drop objects and make me get out of bed to investigate what's going out in the hallway. It happened to me in psych wards for years. And by the time I responded, because I couldn't go back to sleep, because somebody kept dropping a heavy object, and I would hear a white woman with a black guy saying, "You good at this," whispering under her breath, when they was training me how to, it's called police training, or military, how do you want to put it. And when you come outside, nobody's in the fucking hallway. You be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And there's always an Irish nurse, head nurse says, "Mr. Marlowe, can help you something to go back to sleep. You seem paranoid." Doesn't make a difference. The Jewish guy did it to me for 5 years. Right? And after a while, he was timing, the Jewish guy, how do I to be able to give Jeffrey this injection when he falls, and that's what happened. He studied. They say he's a stalker, this guy. I was at least tipped off. They said, he's a stalker. He has a history of following people around here, a Jewish guy, right? And it doesn't make a difference. And what happens is, that's what happens when you keep creating these environments. And the object, the thing about it is they were saying, "Jeffrey, you need to be the bigger fella," almost. And because, he set up this Social Security moment with his sister, Renee. She's a nurse. She used that. She knew people in Hollywood. She butted me up. Renee, she's a nurse. Don't make a difference. His sister, right? And then when he got situated, they started coming around gradually, slowly. And then she got me into, "Jeffrey, do you and Steven need anything for the apartment?" Like, got me into that bullshit. Brillo pads, can I get you anything? And make me feel nice and comfortable with her brother. Yet when he left, because I brought no complaints forth to her. You see? And that's how it is. The Mars thing, like a kid, like it's like a pimp does that to prostitutes. Like, "Baby, I'm sorry, baby, I won't hit you no more." "All right, honey." And it's more than boom, he does it again, and he gets a rhythm, he gets a pattern going. And Jews always want to be responsible for helping me out, or somehow, when they're the ones who doing this shit to me. So he did that object. I put it out there. Now remember, the state always intercepted the story. When I went through the Justice Center, it's all a scam. It's all a rigged scam. It's not sophisticated. It's an operation to get state employees off the hook when they dump people like me off in these situations. Doesn't make a difference. And depending on what happens with days, it doesn't make a difference. Your state, your Governor Cuomo, he's in a lot of trouble. Your governors, they need me dead in the casket. Your Italian Governor Cuomo, I don't give a fuck what trouble he's having. The Jewish girls all of a sudden come out. All right, they could be playing the game. All of a sudden, Gillibrand, Gillibrand, the white woman, now she's doing some shit with the nursing home. It's too late. And let me tell you something. The CIA truth, right? They do the nursing home abuse on purpose, so they have a job to do. These people, when it comes down, they tell those people they create conditions in those nursing homes where people you do get a little lazy, and when it comes out when it's full blown, but it's induced, business wise, it's a white collar call. Go ahead, and people go with the flow. They don't work. They don't own the nursing home any fucking way. They want their paycheck. Those Caribbean women and these women say, "Fuck, I don't care." So then, when a situation like mine arises, right, now they look like they're doing their jobs. Your Gillibrand, who wants a political future, who knows how the game plays. It's almost like a firefighter who starts a fire, and slips to the back door of the fire department and waits for the call to come through, and because they have surveillance from the firehouse as to how they respond. And when they get the call, he starts putting on his suit, and he shows up, put out the blaze. So, come on. That's your Senator Gillibrand. That's her, all the way, who now is taking it serious about nursing home abuse. We're putting you out of business. I'm definitely doing it. And Cuomo knows about it. It's some kind of a fail-safe. When shit is not going right, they all share, these politicians, that in the Durham, when we being under investigation, yeah, go ahead, ignite that now. Do this, do that, all the stuff to make it seem like now all of a sudden Cuomo's making decisions. That they started taking away his executive powers when he's under this investigation. That's part of it too. Those people who are now kicking in saying we're taking away to keep their jobs to make it seem like they're doing something. It's all politics. It's all politics, baby. I'm stripping all of you. We're starting fresh like a Genesis program. It'll take me years, in life or death. Each one of you. You're always waiting till the situations happen to show we in control. You have no control. You've been raided. We know your rigamajig. We know your comings and goings. We know what you do each time. And I'm saying it right now because, that's the whole point. You're going to keep doing this. It's your style. It's your bread and butter. Instead of people saying, hey, like the people in Egypt, get out of here. Get them people out of here. Oh, we're going to try the Muslim Brotherhood. Get out of here. People wasn't satisfied. Oh, we won't bring in these people. No, get out of here. You see? You start running around. You put in your high heels, your shoes, Gillibrand, and these politicians start running around and dressed. No, you're acting. That's how they keep you busy. You're out of a Jewish task, but in a large scale. I went to that school. I sat there and spied on them Jews, the school teachers, was being done. Politics, which I'm going to be a politician, is based upon task. You could be the most retarded motherfucker in the world, but if you manage to get from point A to B, it don't make a difference. You could be the most retarded person in the world. If you have the credentials and you submit the paperwork, you can go ahead and do some fantastic things, as though you know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay? I'm like a school teacher who says, all right, by Monday you turn in your dissertations, and I don't give a fuck how you do it. I mean, I can go to my friends and say, hey, can you do my dissertation for me? Right? And they'll tell me, Jeffrey, I put it in my handwriting, submit it. It's about paperwork. That's it. I don't got no shit. Hey, if college professor, okay, Jeffrey. You see? You're paperwork people. I mean, you putting everybody in computer terminal. You ain't nothing but paperwork people. And it costs money, though, sometimes to have those paperwork processed. It's part of the law. The lawyers come in. They actually certify documents that it's true. That's it. You've been rated down to a document. Everything you do, when you see white man pen, hey, is it. So everything you got on me in psychiatry don't mean shit to me. You need me to admit to things. I mean, Ann Sortino used to have those conversations. Like, the police said you had the knife because you said to the cops that you was doing to defend yourself in the NYPD. I never said that shit. I said somebody has a big imagination, Ann Sortino from Oceanside, and they need me to agree. All right, when they say, all right, I can't take it anymore. You white people keep accusing me of things in Nassau County. Yeah, all right, you're right. I did it. I'm not saying that shit. I'd rather knock my teeth out. Right? Make sure that one day when it's dealt with, somebody said, why did he knock his teeth out? Why does he feel this way? And when it comes down to it, you guys been playing the fucking game on these blacks. Everybody on the street gonna be dragging. Hey, where you go? You ain't be able to leave the country at all. When they find out how you do this shit in America, while you hire blacks under Dr. King's Civil Rights Act, say we get you a nice house, don't worry, we get you some protection. Just come on, just go agree with me, sister, and write this against your brother. And psychologists and all. Just go ahead and say, let's say that you witnessed that you agree with us. Get you a nice, comfortable house. Your Caribbean people. If you won't do, we're gonna bring in some Jamaicans. You don't mind. They team players, Jamaicans. You Trinidadians love our houses versus some huts. Ain't enough room in Jamaica. You got to African Americans. Yeah. Some of them got to get jobs after and say, damn, I had to do. They get when the cop in the academy, the black cops, they do just enough, Jeffrey. Do just enough. That's all you got to do. Keep your job because they on some bullshit. As an African American cop, do just enough. Don't do nothing more. And you be all right, get your pension and fuck it. Everything. Under Dr. King's Civil Rights Act. So Gillibrand, all of a sudden, has a big, vast interest in nursing home abuse. Everything. Yeah. So the Jewish guy basically had mastered over the course of time in his bedroom of mine, and he timed it. Now, there was a Haitian family downstairs, a lot of them, right? A lot of Haitian people live downstairs. And Nadia was cool, she was one of them. She always would give me food. So that's how the Jew confused everybody. When Nadia Andre was ordered by Carol Baptiste, you must feed Jeffrey. So that was supposed to be like, what did she give me? Some shit. Was it the shrimp and something? Nadia, it don't make a difference. He played. While he observed. They know everything about me. The Jews, basically based upon my medical reports. They talk about, are you allergic to anything? Shrimp. But it's gone now. You see, they study you as a case study, right? And after I started filling up blood, and I felt the fluid last year, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. And only in the act of masturbation, the only time he was harassing me when I was laying down in my sleep. The Jewish guy. The only time. He would fuck with me. And I'm sleeping in that same position on my back. He'd wake me up and I'm like, yo, my heart would go like this. I'd be like, yo. You understand? He wouldn't stop until when I finally came out in the hallway. He's not here. He's nowhere to be found. Wanted me to knock my door to argue to aggravate my blood pressure. A Jewish guy. And get me engaged. And then when he says, no, I know what you're talking about, part of your imagination, they're supposed to almost like ignite the adrenaline, saying, yo, I can't do nothing about it. You see? 5 years. Right? And because they couldn't get me to commit suicide, Ash Marin, none of them, he said, fuck it. So he went do or die. And what happened was when I was getting those injections from AOT, right? I know my body. It was a couple times to go see Dr. Wing at Franklin Hospital, based upon it. But I was like, but still, I had received 3 of these mysterious injections around my gluteus at the time. I was like, I didn't get that injection there. You understand? Because always the thing, arm, whatever. And I was like, I wake up sometime and that's enough fluid. This fluid. And I started wheezing when I masturbate on my back. I like masturbating on my back. Over African American women's feet. Whatever. Jamaican woman, who gives a fuck, right? So then, Nadia's sister, Myrna, said, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Right? It don't make a difference. That's what, so they was here, but I guess like a year, over a year. Had some graduation party. And Myrna one day, I don't know, I wasn't in any business like that. I'm getting the fuck, she took her family, and the way they did it was like, hey, we having an argument, whatever. Then Nadia was by herself, right? It don't make a difference. And she had to cut out. It don't make a difference. And then it was after New Year's, when I had the landlord meet her in school, don't make a difference. She always gives me Haitian Independence Day suit. So, and then on January 3rd this year, I woke up and I never got a gluteus shot that centered by my buttocks. Like, anytime I had gluteus shots, it always was in like outer rim or the fatty, the love handles or something, or the arm, whatever. This asshole who don't know what the fuck he's doing gave it to me, my center, my gluteus, like almost, my left gluteus. And I was like, yo. And I woke up that morning, I was like, yo, somebody gave me right here. And I went and got that massage from this Trinidadian woman here on Franklin Avenue. And it was ironic, however, and I wanted a full body massage, and then she was like, of course, and I had to do upper body. I said, because I just couldn't afford, and then afterwards, I became very sick, like COVID-19, like. And in my throat, I started having problems in my throat for the first time in my life. And Nadia's gone now, but that was the 4th injection after she left, which is why I put in that video saying, yo, somebody can still, there's a whole lot of shit going on when, they keep me in housing that I cannot set up my own ADT system, my own anything. They keep wanting people to have access, whatever. The idea is, we haven't covered this, it hasn't come out yet, that James is trying to kill me and for my best interest, that basically this is the witness protection program. End of the day. And they didn't get my authorization, the federal government, period. That's why they need me medicated, knocked unconscious. It was like a drastic whatever. And they needed me to take the responsibility through AOT saying, just say you're schizophrenic. Do us a favor. I was like, no. I had knocked out my teeth. Dr. Simon Malik said, she had to remove it. My tooth. She said, the other one's loose. Because I said, I'm not talking to you people until I get the justice I deserve. You need to appoint I don't care who it is. Still, he recklessly, the Jewish guy, injected me. But he's the one who, 5 years to study the right moment, and it's a time where you have your REM, rapid eye movement, there's certain stages of sleeping. People know it. Some people have that sleep apnea, People gotta, and he's a motherfucker who basically acts, and he's like, he knew that day, all right, nobody's around, Nadia's not here anymore, and he just felt in his stupid Jewish creepy mind, it's the best time to strike. And I just didn't see it coming. Then also, you can put something in my food, my whatever, they stopped selling plastic bags. I had a way of tying up my food and shit. Whatever, all of a sudden Trump said you can't do it anymore. You gotta use paper bags. So they say. So, I mean, I had to, that's how it is. When you share an apartment with a motherfucker, you're in a position to do a lot of things. Ashley Marin they'll make a difference. Can bring in she had a route, like a paper route, TSI employees, which is why they was dropping objects to test out, and also as a sense of protection to make sure that, you understand? I'm trying to talk to Melissa McLeod. She would turn the conversation into a complaint. They could have a problem. And I would direct it to the Justice Department, and the Justice Department contacts the state, and the state has to call me, and the state's like, and they keep the story under wraps. They don't want nobody to find out what they're doing to me. State of New York. And then Phoebe Solano came in here one time from C&G. She was Nick Colombo's cover. Right? She dropped out. She's Filipino, but she's married to an Italian dude. And she dropped her object, and it fucked me up. My eyes had got my eyes almost popped. I had to take a doctor's appointment at Queens Boulevard, have my eyes checked, and white women, the FBI acting stupid out there in Queens Boulevard, and then women in there started dropping out. The nurses, it didn't stop. And then the doctor checked me out, and still, they want me to take those medical records, hand it to TSI. TSI is supposed to hand it over to the state, so the state knows how to downplay the abuse. Other employees that court ordered by a judge who works for the state. Not fair. Therefore, why have the federal government in place, so to say? And how it is. Those are my doctors. Those are my lawyers. It's a matter of how you're going to contact those people when the state is abusing you. And those are my doctors, like being in a car accident. Same thing. You got to go see your insurance company doctors and other people's doctors. They want to make sure you're really hurt. And that's what this is all about. But then, the people from the state, the federal government tell you, if it gets on my desk, I'm not going to fund you people, and everybody's still in communications, because they don't want what is called a race war, not a riot, a race war. They don't want it. So how do we do this? That's the problem. I'm actually entitled to quite a few of them, race wars, not just one, a whole lot of them. But I don't want that. But still, your butt cheeks like this. These are two butt cheeks, right? That anytime I have received many injections. Sometimes in my forehand, when the Indian nurses said you got good veins, I'd be like, no, don't do that. And I've been hit in a lot of places, but this day, January 3rd, I'm sure it's the 3rd, somebody went too close to my buttocks. It sent to my buttocks. It's like, it made me uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck? I felt it. Like, yo, who the fuck is playing around? And that's what happened. Because he tried to get me out of here on May 2nd last year. The Jewish guy, Ashley Marin, came on the 5th reluctantly and tried to have me removed. My cousin Loren had to do something, whatever was going on. And then now she had to come back for revenge. Like, yo, I'm not, I don't, it keeps trying to close up the loose ends. So now, they said because February 5th, I have my apartment's not clean. Retired correction of Harry Williams, I pay him thousands of dollars to keep my apartment spotless. He knows it. Sometimes Harry said, record it, Jeffrey. Record this film, cleaning up your apartment. So, what's the problem? The Nassau County Police said, and then she lies, Ashley Marin, publicly. They would get strong publicly now, make sure nobody's doing it, and says that he's not seeing his doctor, Dan Sweeney. No, it's not. They closed out my case. They still took me to the hospital on the basis that, whatever, she feels. It's like, yo, right? To hide all this shit for the state. So, right, and I hired cleaning companies in the past. Can you please come up here and clean my office? They know it. So, what the fuck? I have a right to have a lazy day. I'm sick, plus I'm sick, right? So the day they come out, when I hired a cleaning company, Paul Green company at the time, I hired the cleaning ladies, try to blend in. And one of them had asked a woman for her phone, and one of the workers, to make it seem, to try to cause some confusion, that we all on the same team. You see? Which why Paul Green that day on the phone when I was by myself, Loren, he said, I'm part of the government, some shit, that's why we call you from a blocked phone number. I said, I don't understand it. Right? And he said, "Can I, part of my job, what that got to do with anything, my friend?" Right? And then when I got out the hospital, Paul Green was here, Lorenzo's on the phone. I kept telling him I'm not supposed to be by myself with you guys. He yells when I'm on the phone, Loren Green with my cousin, while those the day the movie cleaning ladies were here too, right? He all jittery and shit. And he said, "Goodbye, Mr. Mars." He gave me his phone number, goes down the staircase, on top and bottom of the staircase. I hear him, he hears footsteps. Lorenzo says to me, my cousin Ringo said, "Jeff, this guy sounds like he's cool, he's trying to work with you." I said, "Cool." When he heard me disconnect the call, he creeps up the staircase, 2 steps at a time. Paul Green, TSI, acting stupid, grown man. Come back up here when I'm not by myself, basically, working, and hand me his business card. He actually, right? And leave that, here it is again, right? And it leaves room for too many question marks. Wait, also they're trying to find out, can we get him to go back to the system of calling the Justice Center for the state to find out if it still works? Can you trigger, keep him occupied so he don't understand, caught up with this Jewish guy and did. Get everybody off the hook. It's a task, it's a Jewish task. The Jews have everybody going in different directions, and the FBI, Justice Department, based upon a task. Don't tell me. It's part of a curriculum, a Jewish English curriculum. Everybody, I don't care if you use Catholic school, it's a Jewish curriculum. That's why the FBI had that problem in Nashville, Tennessee, saying, "What the fuck? How do you do this shit?" And then the woman coming to the front with the two, well, I understand this shit, how it's done. Just tell people it's true. Jews have everybody on their time schedule. It's those, the Israeli government basically is scheduling shit for people here in America. Basically, at their fingertips, wirelessly. It's like you have I tell you, it's like anything. Basically, it's like scheduling a reservation for me and my African American woman to go to a restaurant. One of these women I like, Sharon, Fabi, somebody, Phyllis Robinson, somebody, who I call them up and say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to go to your restaurant next Friday," right? That's what Jews doing to everybody in America, making everybody go in the direction they need you to be at for your ultimate 9/11. But I had this extraterrestrial experience would make the Jews jealous, too jealous. They like all together, like, "Nah, we don't know, it's fucked up. We need to get him back, and you cannot get me on course." But the Jewish guy said, "I was either do or die. I got to get this guy sick, and it's about getting on record so the Jews can control the paperwork at the hospital." He said he agrees he has kidney failure. That's what it was to begin with. That's not what it is. They keep making me sick, inducing edema. Now they use a Jew out in the community here in Elmont, Franklin Square. They gave me they did to my mother, Mrs. Annette Williams. They fucked her up. A Jewish yarmulke doctor, a colorectal surgeon, when she lost all interest and faith in getting treatment for her colon cancer. She said, "Fuck you." And basically that's why her kids lost her, and her kids took it hard, like, oh shit. And the father never told them, spared them their feelings, until I dressed up as a Black Panther Party member and went to the daughter's funeral who died of colon cancer. She did the same thing the mother did. Basically, we don't know why in the state of Texas she refused until the pain was unbearable. Then she had to go to a hospital. She was like, "Fuck, I'm just in too much pain." Mm-hmm. But I don't know if she knew about her mother, but the father, who you wouldn't believe who he is, he believes in the conspiracy theories, the JFK assassination. When I caught him by himself, he told me some shit. He told me about what happened to the mother. Then therefore I told the kids, I said, "Did you know it's your mother?" And the kids want to start crying. Like, I didn't know that. Her life is. You understand? They knew she died, but they was told that she died like some other shit. Not knowing that she just altogether refused to deal with another Jew. Said, "I'm not fucking with him." Now what they doing, they're trying to correct it to Jews, saying, have him on record seeing us. So he's like playing a game, like he's acting. Big shit. And then if I don't mention him when I go to Francis Lewis or in the hospital, because that's what they've been testing out. With the Queen's Hospital, they had a Jewish woman there acting like they're going to medicate me to scare me in the ER by myself, acting stupid. They used that Black woman, and everything they do down to the shit. Like, whatever you do, make sure you don't make no. If I do say something, psychiatry, you sound like you need medication. You see, because I'm by myself. Are you sure you're maybe delusional? Maybe you'd like to speak to a psychiatrist. You see, to get everybody off the hook. Then your psychiatry comes, and we do it. They keep coming up with all different to get out of what this Jewish guy did to me out here in the compartment. Like I'm crazy. It's just easy. It's a scam. I can still break that down, but still, that's the whole point. They keep trying to make sure he don't make no mentions, right? And it's the truth. But then people at Mercy hooked me up. Mercy Hospital, you see? And that's what's going on. So I can actually go in there and say, well, this is what happened. That's these people with TSI. Now I have a new woman called Beth Chadwick, she's Jewish, under Jared Horowitz. He's the director of TSI. He's Jewish, who says that I'm your new director. So I said, who are you? And when I told him Mr. McLeod was doing, I wasn't here. I don't know nothing about it. But while Lorena's on the phone, Lorena Green was my cousin, Jeffrey has missed a lot of meetings. He must meet it every week now, where they can monitor the deterioration of my voice, make sure everything's on schedule, and get the records. You need to go. Paul Green said you must live here. You must give us the medical records. If there's no mention what the Jews do, Mercy Hospital help me out. If there's no mention what the Jewish guy did to you, and that's why they need to get me on record, me talking about the Jew, what happened in his apartment. And when I fail, they're supposed to turn an argument, the cops can come. You see how they set it up? You see? Everything. Mercy Hospital went on the edge for me for the first time. I'm not going to tell you how it was done. They went out on a limb, said, let's see. If these motherfuckers want to play fucking hardball, we agree, those doctors said, we agree. Enough is enough. And we're not taking the blame for no fucking Hasidic Jews any fucking more. So you have every right, Mr. Morris, to tell them what that Jewish son of a bitch did to you for the last 5 years. You would ask me, why did they have you guys in there for so long? You see? And these are the things they want to come out, Paul Green, want to have dialogue about and want me to get on record, me saying, or get me upset. That's why he keeps saying, you just said this to me. I'm like, I didn't say nothing to each other. We keep arguing. Man or woman from